Honor everyone. Honor to you all. I say welcome, welcome. Uh, just wanted to touch on something with you guys to bring something to you guys' attention. Not going to be here too long, right? But wanted to run this across you guys before we get started. This is Darkman X TV. I am an Ahuak American, what they call in colonial terms an Arawak American. With that being said, this platform does not advocate for any form of terroristic activities or hate speech towards anyone. This platform is for educational purposes. This platform is also for the critique of public information as it is put out there in the public. And I say peace, love, light to you all. Welcome, welcome everyone. So I just wanted to make a few announcements to let everyone know um, about a couple things that is about to take place on Monday, 4 p.m. Eastern Time. That's Monday, 4 p.m. Eastern Time. We will be having a live stream with the Yen Kun Kun. Those are brothers and sisters who are the Arawaks of Examaica or Shaimaika, or people say Zamaka, okay? Which we call on corporate paper Jamaica. All right. Um, so our brothers and sisters will be joining us alongside Lacona Empire Copper Art Step American Arawaks on Monday, 4 p.m. Eastern Time. And also to give an update on our brothers and sisters, they have also started their own holistic line of soaps, herbal remedies, also as well. Uh, they are indulging deep into the herbs and how to treat certain ailments that the body may develop, even for pets, also as well. Okay, I did post a link to a video that they made of an all natural 100% shampoo for dogs that kills all fleas, ticks, any form of insect that is upon the dog instantly, and it is harmless to the dog as well. All right. So yeah, so our brothers and sisters will be here on Monday, 4 p.m. Eastern Time, and we will be getting into the history um, of the just historical information, and breaking down some knowledge for the folks who might be lost when it comes to some of the information, so that you can hear it from a tribal standpoint. Okay. Another thing is our brothers and sisters also wants to make a pilgrimage into South America to gather some more seeds, um, pretty much start a seed bank to save a lot of the seeds from South America to also go and learn more of the cultural identity of the Americas as well, so that they can come and combine it with the tribal identity on Jamaica and share it with our people of the Americas. All right, so that we have more of an understanding of the history, the culture. Um, the more we learn, the more we will be of a separatist mentality away from each other as well. Okay. Like I said, they've been mastering the herbs. They got some pretty good products. They got some pretty good products. So we've also started a GoFundMe for our brothers and sisters, all right, to help them on their journey to South America, all right, and on their journey to fellow islands also within the Americas, to again make a collection of the culture, videos, etc., etc., and to be able to share it back with the people so that it doesn't be repetitive, that it's just a few platforms just talking about, oh, we're this, we're that, and we're not showing any international proof throughout the Americas, right? We've already have videos of folks on the mainland with especially with the Gullah Geechee folks in New Orleans, right? Certain tribes who are associated with the Cherokee organization, videos of them already. So we need more footage of the brothers and sisters in South America, stuff coming from their mouth themselves also, because we have a lot of folks out here that will travel to these places and then spin the narrative of things that these folks did not say, right? Wrongfully identifying these people as certain things, certain entities, uh, narrating over the video, um, throwing out stuff that these people never even brought up, right? So we're going to start bringing proper representation of the American tribes as well. So that's to give you guys an update as to what is going on. Also wanted to drop a link for you guys because I don't think that you guys have picked up on it when I spoke about the lawsuit that was filed, right? So I'm going to put that link in the chat. The major lawsuit that was filed against certain companies, right, for subliminal programming and brainwashing. All right. I'm going to drop it right now within this chat right here so that you guys can have it. Okay. Hold on. Wait. There's something wrong here. It ain't working. Hold on, y'all. That link should come up. Let me go into my file. I'll get it. This is the second time that I post this link and it did not. So I think it's being tampered with. But I have the original right here anyway. So I'm still going to post it. Yep, I got it. Let's go. And I'm going to drop it in the chat right now. So we'll remove the other one. Put this in. There we go. That should work. There we go right there. That's it. Okay. Let me know if you guys got it. Matter of fact, we should pull up the link too. We're going to pull it up just to show that we're not talking about foo-foo stuff, right? So let me go into my other screen and pull the link up and read what exactly is happening here. So we have a proper understanding of what exactly is going on. All right. Give me 1 second, y'all. Go on my screen right here. Paste it in here. And I'm about to hit the screen share. Okay. Hit that screen share. Come on, screen share. Let me get rid of the banner from here. And then hit the screen share for y'all. Screen share. We're gonna make this just to show folks that we weren't making this up, because some folks thought we were making this up. So here it goes right here. It's called Parsa V Google LLC right here. See the numbers, the docket number, right? complaint against Alphabet Inc. Sergey Brin, Cizon PR Newswire, DeepMind Inc., Facebook Inc., Google LLC, John Doe's 1 to 29, Larry Page, Elon Musk, Neutral Link Inc., Sundar Pichai, Tulsa Inc., Mark Zuckerberg, and then it got the filing fee, $400. Right? Recipient number is here. Filed by John Doe's 1 on Unlimited, Tibetans, the AI Organizations Inc., Cirrus, Parser Christians, victims of persecution, rape, torture, concentration camps, sex, human and organ trafficking, and organ harvesting in China, Hong Kong, America, and around the world. Lawyers, judges, Falun, Dafa, practitioners, journalists. Look, man, it goes on. Okay? It goes on. All right? This is no joke. Okay? And let's see if we can pull it up. We'll pull it up. Let's see if we can pull it up. Just to show y'all that this isn't just talk. All right. Let's make sure that the screen is clear because they'll try to blur the screen. Let's make sure that the screen is clear. It's clear here on my end. Go to my settings. Oh, there we go. There we go. There you go. Let's get back up out of it. I don't know what's going on, but yo, there's a lot of sirens out there. I don't know if y'all can hear that, but it's a lot of sirens. Something is happening out there. They better not mess it up because I'm about to head on the road and I want no troubles. All right, so let's get back to this. Why isn't it coming up? There we go. Let's see if we can pull it up. That's one of these. I want to download. They got another one here. So this is from December 16th, 2019. Right? Now to show y'all that, look, this is what happened. This is May 5th, 2020. And this is June 21st, 2020. Order dismissing the case. Right? Now, let's see if we can pull this up to why they dismissed the case. All right, we're going to pull it up to see to why they dismissed the case. I should have closed my window. Goddamn fly came in here. All right, United States District Court, Southern District of California. Now you see why California was one of the places that prolonged that fake as hell COVID-19 virus? Huh? Yeah, I think there was a COVID-19 out there. There's no COVID-19 out there. These folks is facing all sorts of charges. A lot of these people was feeling to, even if they didn't go down fully, the fact that they was getting pulled in court was a major subject, major on its own. Okay? Major. Yo, what is going on out here? I've never heard sirens like that before. All right. So it says Cyrus A. Parsa et al. Versus Google LLC et al. Dismissal without prejudice. In this matter, plaintiff filed a complaint on December 16, 2019. And the summons, oh my God. Yo, when I say I got my windows closed, I don't know. Hold on. Okay. So here goes. In this matter, plaintiff filed a complaint on December 16, 2019, and the summons was issued the day on February 26, 2020. Plaintiff filed an amended complaint and an amended summons was issued that same day. No other activity has occurred in this case, and there is no indication on the docket that either complaint has been served on any of the dozens of defendants. On the federal rule of civil procedure, if a defendant is not served within 90 days after, so pay attention, they didn't serve them. After the complaint is filed, the court on motion or on its own after notice to the plaintiff must dismiss the action without prejudice against the defendant or order that service be made within a specific time. And thus, on May 5th, 2020, the court ordered to show cause in writing on or before May 19th why this matter should not be dismissed. Failure to prosecute. All right? The order stated that failure to timely respond would result in dismissal of this lawsuit. You can't make this stuff up. You can't make this stuff up. Okay? I don't know what is going on out there. Y'all hear them, right? It's crazy. They probably trying to say people's looting and rioting now in Jersey because it wasn't happening before, right? Anyway, so while all of this was going on and taking place, these people started sweeping all of this under the rug because they programmed y'all to go protest. All right? There's so much stuff wrong with that George Floyd stuff. So much stuff. Like, you'd be surprised. Like, this is why I keep telling folks, man, look, this is not a racial thing. You have a lot of coon sellout Negroes that is taking that money, okay, to push an agenda to keep you distracted. This is just what it is. This is the world that we live in. All right? This is the world that we live in. At the end of the day, when we're focused on George Floyd, all these major things is happening. You're seeking justice for one man when you had all of these major corporations that has been dealing in genocide, censorship of the information so that you can't even know the amount of places that they've committed genocide, the hundreds of millions of people that were slaughtered, people whom were thrown in internment camps to be re-educated. That's what they do in China. Okay? To be re-educated. And when it's not working, they keep them locked up for up to even 20 years. People, if they catch their family members with a cell phone texting outside of the country, they get rid of the entire family. They kill the entire family. Remember the document that I read to you about with Alphabet, that they were giving China your personal information. So when people are complaining that you're getting spam this and spam that, that's because these companies have started they're selling the information to a third-party company, which pretty much is owned by the Chinese. Okay? Even today, when I was reading off of the Google Analytics guidelines, they sent me something saying that but they saying that's for residents that live in California, right? And it's like they're also showing in that if they marked your platform, certain areas they won't allow your platform to be shown. If they have not marked your platform, they'll allow it to be shown anywhere, everywhere. Okay. Then they also had another thing that you could opt out if you don't want your information being sold to any third-party companies. But they've already started selling you. From you started receiving all those spam calls, they were already selling your information. This is why I could tell you that even as soon as you go to if someone is arrested today, within 30 seconds of them taking your picture, a third-party company already has it, posting it everywhere. All right. So even the police stations has been selling your information even before you go to court to be found guilty or not. So when I say that you got in your own way, like you always do, I see people putting out videos out there showing, oh, look, these actors was in the protest and look what, but you already know this, man. You know this is what they do every protest now. Why are you surprised when you see that shit? You know it. Why be surprised? Well, you know it's going to happen. And I don't get, there's a thing with people where when they know something is already out there, they don't believe it until they see it for themselves. Like it don't really kick in until they really see it for themselves. That's fine. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But that's the link. Let me paste this link back again. Right, so that you guys can have it. So that you know that these things are happening. It's happening on an international level. All right. So all these major cities that's in states that were sticking with the lockdown because they got something to hide. And this goes back to the current governors and the current mayors because they too are on the line. In my opinion, Cuomo and Bill Blasio practices surgical racism is what it's called, in my opinion, and some of their staff. Because when they start identifying locations with are predominantly melanated people locations as the hardest hit, and the ones that's going to be the hardest hit because they have the least of so-and-so, and you got to read between the lines. Some of these are the most racist talks, but they know how to make it mild so that you won't make nothing of it. These people, these organizations, all come back to the eugenics connection. I guarantee. Okay? Which is why they only let you hear one side of the story. You can't hear the other side of the story when it comes to the whole corona thing. They're not letting any other doctor that says that they're lying get any form of airtime. They're blocking it immediately. So you're hearing it one-sided from one source. What good is that if I can't hear it from both sources? I want to hear from both sides. I want to compare the information from both sides. You see what I'm saying? But it is what it is. All right, Lewis Jones, I'm good. Hope all is well with you, brother. But yeah. So when I dropped the information, I didn't drop the link, nor did I pull it up. So this time I said, you know what? Let me come in here real quick, drop this information, drop the link. I also have, let me get it back. I got the link to the West Indian Tribal Society GoFundMe. If anyone is interested into donating to helping our brothers and sisters make this pilgrimage to South America to gather the knowledge of the people throughout South America and bring back the seeds, the herbal seeds to restock the parts of the Americas that lost a lot of their herbal remedies. Okay, to bring back the seeds to store also the seeds because we're going to need them. All right, to also rebuild back the holistic society, which you saw over the years, they were killing a lot of holistic doctors. So if when our brothers and sisters make their pilgrimage and are educated more in what it is to be educated on, their goal is to also educate back others on these remedies as well. Okay, so let me get you guys the link to that. I do have it in the description box right now, but I'm going to drop it in the chat. All right, and again, our brothers and sisters are the West Indian Tribal Society. All right. And even folks, if there are islanders who are looking to go back home to purchase land back home, they can also help assist you with that as well. All right. Where you are protected and to where you won't even pay taxes on your land. All right. All right. So let me drop this link in here as well. I'll give you guys a link. What is this? Okay. This is the link to the GoFundMe. Okay. There we go. All right. So the whole goal is to live amongst our brothers and sisters, tribal brothers and sisters in South America for a good while. Right. And also, not only will they contribute with information and herbs with the West Indian Tribal Society, so will the West Indian Tribal Society also contribute also the knowledge of the Indians down here, what they call the North and Central, and yeah, because we all can learn from each other. This is where the unification begins, right? We don't have no time for the separatist thing. This is where the unification begins, and it has to start from somewhere, and someone has to make the pilgrimage to start making that unification. Okay, so even if you are in the UK, even if you are if you are someone that migrated to Africa, it doesn't matter. Come home, link back home, even if it's an email, even it doesn't matter. Like there are organizations lining up to properly help you with what it is that you need to be helped with. All right. We don't, there's no discrimination. Okay. This is being done straight from the heart for the people. Okay. There's brothers and sisters that need advice here on the mainland. You know, you'll get it. It's there. The unification has to happen somewhere. It has to start from somewhere, right? And the history of the falls education, it's time for it to end because you're not under a physical war. You're under the illusion of a physical war. You are under a spiritual war, a medical war, a mental war, an emotional war, okay? A paper war, paper genocide. Honor, Brother Sly, honor. That's Brother Super Sly 75, everyone. I suggest that you guys, if you're not subscribed to the brother, subscribe to the brother. Really good brother, really good brother. Okay? So, this we're here for it. This is it. And again, like these things you can't make up. You can't make these things like even with this case right here that I just pointed out. These are the things that you're missing when you're out there distracted, marching for something that means stateless, landless, countryless, tribeless. That means dead, non existent. All right. That's what it is. One of the biggest cases in history. And no one paid attention. No one helped the folks or brought light to it for the folks whom filed this case against these people. Do you know the balls that it took for them to do that? And everyone is talking about George Floyd. We got to bring awareness. The world knows that they kill Negroes every day. There's no more awareness to bring. The awareness has been out there from the King Civil Rights March. God damn, you can't get no more aware than that. Dogs was ripping off testicles and titties and shit. How much more aware are you looking? Y'all have it easy now than when King was marching. Right? Oh, at Akeem Eleni, this was the lawsuit that I was telling folks about the other day that was filed against Google and all the other major media outlets for subliminal brainwashing of people. So when folks out there thinking that their thoughts are their own, it's not your own. These people literally brainwashed you. That's why when folks like when Super Sly, when American Arawaks is telling you, is pointing you in the direction to find the real truth and information so you can see for yourself. That's why a lot of folks are hesitant because of that subliminal brainwashing that has been going on since the 1920s coming on up. All right. Since they very first brought the very first film into it, well, introduced it to our people. First introduced it into back in those days. Let's put it like that. Yeah, remember the series in Watchmen when they showed that everyone was in the movie theater. Okay. Remember the series in Watchmen when they showed everyone in the movie theater. They're watching the movie and all of a sudden all the Negroes started fighting each other. They started fighting each other. They started people biting each other ears off and all of that. And she was telling the sister was telling the hangman that what's his name? Blind Justice or the hangman? I forgot. One of the dude with the rope around his neck. She was telling him that she don't know what happened. One minute they were watching the movie, next minute they were attacking each other. And then she beat her fiance to death. That's subliminal brainwashing. That's what they're doing to you today. That's how when folks is telling me, yo, I'm this, I'm that. No, you're not. They programmed you to be that way because it was always a part of the eugenics program. It's been around for that long, right? Eugenics is not something that just started. Eugenics is not something that just started in the 1900s neither. It's been around before that, centuries before that. You have to understand that there's always been a fraction of people that is for the elimination of indigenous people all over the world. And there's always been a fraction that is for the preservation of indigenous people, but they don't want the numbers to be great of a preservation, but they're willing to preserve some. And then there's always a set of people that has been fighting the fight for people in general to be preserved, not to be tampered with, to continue living their lives unmolested, freely. Now, we live in a society where, like, I'm going to use Trump, for example, with the World Health. Trump stopped funding the World Health. That's $450 million a year, right? He's not the sharpest knife in the drawer, but when his instincts kick in on something, sometimes we have to pay attention to it. Like, we know the World Health is corrupted, but some of these guys probably had an idea, but now they just now seen to how corrupt it is, right? Move. They seem to just now how corrupt it is. So when he pulled the funding, $450 million a year is what the U.S. Corp Incorporated was given the World Health. $450 a year. $450 million a year. Yeah? When he pulled that funding, I want folks to pay attention because this thing is not for the faint of heart. All right? It really isn't. So yes, Trump did pull. He pulled 450 million a year. The thought just slipped my head. I gotta start getting some sleep. 450 million he pulled from the World Health. All right. I believe it was in May. He made the announcement. Right now, when he did that because the World Health. Okay, here's my thought. The World Health. It was supposed to be an entity that was supposed to protect people from harm, from diseases, from these things. But how does it feel now that you found out that the entity that you've been paying all this money to every year is the entity that's supposed to have been protecting you, are the ones that actually was creating the diseases and attacking you? That's the World Health. That's the CDC. Right? So we have to understand that we live in a world where many things is happening. But us as indigenous people, you call yourself black, you call yourself African American, that's fine. That's on you, right? But when you come into the information and the knowledge of what those things mean, and you start calling yourself indigenous or indigene, let's say indigene, right? To wherever you come from, if you're not looking at what's happening through those eyes of an indigenous person's eyes, you're not going to get the full picture of what's going on. If you continue to look at what's going on from a pro-black mentality eye, a pan-African eye, you're going to miss so much of what's happening, because crimes against a black person, an African American, is not as serious in the eyes of the world or amongst tribal societies as if it was crimes against an indigenous person, someone that has a nationality, someone that has proclaimed life. Well, Darkman, we shouldn't have to do that. I agree with you. We shouldn't have to do that. We should just see another person and see them breathing, inhaling, exhaling, and know that they're alive. And know that that is a living person, a natural person, not artificial. Not because someone put it on a piece of paper saying that they're artificial doesn't mean that, but this is how these people operate. I cannot break down their mindset to you. I just know that this is how they operate. This is just what it is. It's how they operate. But if we get back on the mindset of the indigenous mindset, the indigenous mindset, the original man and woman mindset, our nation or tribal mindset, we will rise back up in mental, spiritual, right, and medicinal power, and powers in all other means and all other ways. Okay, this structured system, it was never for us. So when the black man and black woman are saying we're being oppressed in the system and there's and the systemic racism, it was never for you. So you are playing a part in a system that's for someone else. Then they'll say, well, what are we going to do if we're not a part of the system? What are we going to do? What do you expect us to do? Well, if you had a tribal mindset, then you understand that this system was created for the colonizers to have to work on the plantations. It wasn't for you to work on the plantations. It was for them to work on the plantations and pay you taxes. The tribes that acquired that were in certain geographical locations to be paid taxes. So all you would have had to do was collect the taxes. Okay? They were buying goods from you. They were doing business with you. So you still would have been good. You would have been wealthy. You wouldn't be dependent on them to give you no welfare check. You wouldn't be dependent on none of that. That's what nationality brings you. That's what a tribal society brings you. That. Okay? So when folks be like, I don't care, I'm black. I don't care what you say. I sat there and watched Charlemagne do an interview with the Reverend, that Reverend that was trying to run for, I think, president at one time. Kudos to him. And Charlemagne would ask certain questions, and that man would talk right around it because that man is not really trying to press the whole black issue like that. Because that man has an inkling of what is happening and what's going on. And I'm telling you, you should not let people talk for you, man. Charlemagne should not be the speaker of Negro people. All right. Neither should what's called Killer Mike. Okay. Neither, because they know butt kiss of what's happening. They don't know nothing about what's going on. All right. And when you hear that Reverend speaks, he points out the negative and the positives of both sides. Okay. So there's some things I didn't agree with him with, but there were some things I did agree with him with. Okay. But point something out to y'all, man. You don't need this system. You don't need this system. It was never for you. It wasn't meant for you. It wasn't built for you. So when you're talking about systemic racism, because you're in someone else's shit that wasn't for you. When you read their oldest documentations, they were calling you the Indians. So you weren't supposed to have been a part of the corporate construct. You want to end police brutality? Well, police officers, policy officers are not to approach tribal members. Did you know that? Unless there has been some form of act of violence. Otherwise, from that, they're not supposed to approach them. They're not supposed to talk to them. They're not supposed to pull them over when they see their plates. They're supposed to leave them be and not say nothing to them. So when you're saying, well, we need these politicians to create this reform, what reform? What are you talking about? You don't need no reform. They have how many reforms out there already? Every time they reform, they make it worse for you as a citizen. And you also make it worse for yourself because the ultimate thing that is out there to protect you, you don't use it. But I watch them Caucasian dudes, though, as citizens of the corporation, use it, and it's very powerful for them. And y'all will say, well, that's because they're white. No, it's not because they're white. It's because they know how to use it. If you knew how to use it, you'll be harassed less and less. You see, when I watch those Caucasian dudes, some of them, when they started using it, some of them got their asses kicked. Some got crippled. Some got locked up for years. Okay? And I'm talking about the Constitution. And when they came out of prison, they went right back using it. You know why? Because the Constitution is law. And they made a lot of these states submit to the power of that Constitution. Okay? There's Negroes that I see out there that uses that Constitution and gets off. All right? So I can't sit here and listen to, well, that's because that's a Caucasian in it. No, melanated people uses it too. It's just that the average melanated person that has been strongly educated by the whole pro-black mentality movement, you know nothing of it. So you wouldn't even know how to even properly use it to protect yourselves. How to use it where if they wrongfully arrest you, know that when you get down to that precinct and you speak to the chief of that precinct and you use that Constitution, many times they let you go immediately. Because they took an oath to the Constitution. Okay? What's happening is the lack of education of our people on history. What's happening is our people trusted Boule Masonic Negroes to properly help them learn history, and they taught you fallacies, falsehood, because they wanted to send you back to Africa because that's a part of the eugenics program. Okay? It's to get you up off of your own land to make you think that you're someone else. And I keep saying, if you were Africans, the amount of diplomatic steps that Africans would have done to make sure that you are no longer harassed, make sure you are no longer abused, targeted by these policy officers, they would have done it. They have not done it because you are not one of them. And they cannot interfere in that manner because you call yourself landless, stateless, nationless when you identify as Black and African American. Who's your tribe? Find your tribe. You don't have to look far for your tribe. Turn to your mother. Turn to your dad. Turn to your grandmother, your sister, your brother, your uncles, your aunties, your cousins. Your tribe is right there. Do your genealogy. If it goes back more than 5 generations here, you know that you've always been here. Because this is going back 5 generations, should be about before colonization. So pay attention. You have the answers, the remedies already to be completely out of the system. It's just that some people don't believe it. And some people that teaches it or is trying to use it is trying to use it in a means to where they're scamming you to give up your nationality. That's crazy. Okay. Okay, sis, you're 5 generations now. See, there you go. Nobody can give you no talk. Nobody can tell you nothing. Nothing. Because leave it up to some of these folks. Slavery was still kicking and being, and Africans were still coming over here in the 1800s as slaves still. Your 5 generations go beyond the 1800s. You see that? Now, in that 5 generations, sis, did you find any African slaves in the 5 generations? You know, just I'll wait for your response, sis. I'll wait for your response. See, this is what you have to do, your genealogy. Now, I'm not talking about no DNA testing either. See, she said no. Do your genealogy. Stop listening to the polites and these folks. They don't even call themselves Black. Okay? They show you one action and they got you doing something else. Go do your genealogy. Where could I do that then, Dark Man? Go down to the archive of records, your county clerk. Go down to your county clerk. Tell them that you want to go into the archival records, the historical records. Tell them what you want to what it is that you're trying to look up, what you want to look up. They'll guide you the best they can. They take you to the books of names. You want ship logs, maps. You want land deeds, paperwork, all that stuff. Okay, that's what you want. Now, which other countries played into the colonization of the Americas, right? Which one of the European countries? Then you hit up those European countries, go on their websites, go into their archival records, call them. Okay? You can use familysearch.org also as well. If you're from Examica or Shimaica, right? You could call up the RGD department, right? Or go on the Jamaica Consulate website and put in a request for your genealogy going back to however generation you wanted to go back to, starting from your mom or your dad, or even if it's both sides. All right? You're going to have to pay for it. You're going to have to pay for the hours that the person put in, right? If you're from the islands, you find where the island records office is and where you're from, and you go down there and let them know what it is that you're looking for. You're going to have to put in that footwork, the work. You're going to have to put it in. Okay? But the whole DNA testing thing is fake. It's fraud. Like this COVID-19. This is how people, the remedies have always been there for you. You just have not been using it. All right. Like I said, I wasn't gonna stay long because I got family meetings to go to. And I'm going home to New York. So after the weekend, Monday will be the live with the Yenkunkun Pikibo, Brother Lakono, Brother American Arawaks, Brother Kappa Hot Step, and we'll be getting into the history, right? And we'll be getting into these things. Yeah, and again, don't forget the West Indian Tribal Associations, started by our brothers and sisters of the Yenkunkun, all right, that they have created, okay? They are looking to go on a pilgrimage into the South Americas to gather more knowledge, to gather more herbal seeds, to gather more knowledge on the herbs, the medicine, and to come back and teach it along with the knowledge of Examica together to the people, right? But they need our help to stay on the pilgrimage for a good while out there to gather sufficient information to have the people in South America tell their story as to whom they are. And, you know, just to get the truth out there, right? We have to get the truth out there and we have to start healing and we have to start making connections that will bring forth unity on a major level with the Americas, right? We can't no longer be on the separatist mentality. Well, I'm just for this era right here. No, it's time to start making the journey. All right. We can't sit here and act like when the stories were first being told, because a lot of y'all were in the pro-black movement. And when they were telling y'all the stories, they tell y'all the Olmecs were the first, and they from South America's where everything started, and so on and so. But then now it's forget South America. I only care about North America. And that. No, if that's the case, and that's supposed to be the source of majority of the ancestry, then we have to start back to unite back with the source. There's a lot of folks and a lot of organizations out there that went up to these parts just to scam these people for some form of recognition to come back and scam the brothers and sisters down here. Y'all know who y'all are, but we're not going to get into it right now. But y'all know who y'all are. And y'all know I know who y'all are and that we could prove this. Okay? We could prove this without a shadow of a doubt. All right? And what it is that you're up to. All right? These people, just like when they brought in certain Bureau of Affairs to rewrite history, they're trying to bring in another one. Pay attention to what's going on. Okay? Don't be distracted by certain things. And if that happens, a lot of our brothers and sisters, it's hard times. Okay? They're going to make it harder and harder for you to declare who you are. All right? Yeah, so the brothers and sisters, they want to do this, and they want to come back to be able to also have a library set up to where even, especially in the voice just started off saying, all right, even with the youths, that the youths could come and be comfortable in their skin and have the books there that teaches the true history of whom our people are, and put it to where that the school systems cannot put our children no more as anything else other than indigenous to the Americas. Can't call us outside of our identity anymore, right? Because the whole reason why they've been getting away with this is because they've been hiding the books in these libraries and other places, locking them away in certain vaults. And if you don't know how to go ask for them and where to go, no one will ever know of them. So this is what this whole thing is about. getting the history going, rebuilding back the holistic community, right? They got rid of Sabi. They got rid of 72 doctors the same year, holistic doctors the same year they got rid of Sabi. And we're not counting the others in the year before that, and the year before that, and the year before that. And then this year, they hit you with the fake COVID-19. So we have to start rebuilding. You can't sit here and focus on mainstream medicine all the time when mainstream medicine was created to stop one thing but open up 15 other ththings in front of you. I was watching an infomercial the other day, and they was like, "Oh yes, it stops this, but then side effects may cause asthma symptoms, sexual side effects, heart and kidney failure." And I'm like, "God damn! You might want to consult your physician before you take this medicine." And then they they direct you to where you could pay for the shit. Have you ever seen anything like that? Huh? That was crazy to me. I'm telling you, I could not believe it. I couldn't believe it. Couldn't believe it. But anyway, so here's the this is the GoFundMe for the West Indian Tribal Society and their pilgrimage. The storyline, it's there. All right. So if you want more insight to what it is, just read their storyline, see what the journey is that they're trying to do. They hit me up and told me that they have more that they're going to add to the line. All right. So this is our Yen Kun Kun Pikibo brothers and sisters, from Examaica. And yeah, this is it, y'all. They want to make that pilgrimage to South America. The last time we did do a GoFundMe for them for the school children, they got all the products, which I showed y'all. I showed y'all the receipts. I showed y'all the pictures that they got for the high school. Those school children gave their thanks. You actually helped a lot of them out. A lot of them you actually helped a lot of them out, and a lot of them they're progressing now in their schooling. And this is the young ones for the future. These are the young ones for the future. So that money, then when I think about the money that the Pan-African community put into Africa when it could have been put back here into the Americas in our own young ones, right? To properly educate them, right? It's like, wow. It's like, wow. You can't believe it. Like, how much we could have gotten done in the past even 20 years. We wouldn't have been so deep in the situation that we are in now today, paying attention to all this distraction. We could have had our own cartoons. 350 million in one country, could have had our own cartoons. We could have had our own network station. $250,000 when Muammar Gaddafi was alive. That's what it cost to have put up a satellite up into orbit. We could have had our own satellite. And Muammar Gaddafi didn't die that long ago. Well, wasn't murdered that long ago. Okay? $100,000 debates. Exactly, bro. Exactly. Like, it's sickening. It's really sickening. And what that caused was a lot of distrust. A lot of distrust in the communities. A lot. And it's to be understood. It's to be understood. So this is why I ask if anyone is gonna donate to our brothers and sisters pilgrimage, that it will be put to a good cause. And again, like we did before, we will show you the evidence that it went straight and directly towards that, and what is coming of it, step by step as it goes. Okay. So to show you that your money has not gone to waste or anything like that. All right. And like I said, their dream is to come back and be able to educate folks on holistics. All right. So that the people of the Americas don't have to depend on European poison medicine. Because it's not medicine, it's a weapon to destroy you. Okay? This is it. You have to get back to our roots. Because in the next 20 years, I believe that rainforest is going to be down to just a few acres. They already got rid of 600 million acres of the Amazon rainforest. 600 million acres. This is why they got to keep us distracted. That's the place that was filtering majority of the pollution out of our air. And they got rid of 600 million acres of it. So we need people to go down to these areas. What you're going to leave it up to Monsanto and them to go collect them seeds so that they could GMO them and bring them back in the community? When they turn them into poisonous plants or plants that don't have the healing strength that they once had because they GMO'd them. We need our own brothers and sisters to go start collecting these seeds and creating the seed bank, because the Americas is going to be, especially North America, is going to need replenishing. I heard Cuomo talking about a couple weeks ago that they have to get rid of the pollutant plants, right? And he's talking about the ones that these folks have not contaminated, the ones that they marked as weeds growing on your property. Do you know the healing remedies that these supposed weeds have? People have been searching, looking for nightshade, and I walk past it growing on the sidewalk every day. There's many different forms of nightshade. Down to even the potato leaves are nightshade. The healing components in these things. But anyway, y'all. All right, I'm gonna get up out of here. I gotta start getting ready. But just check out the GoFundMe. Monday we will have brothers and sisters on here. We'll have Lakona Empire, American Arawaks, Kappa Hot Step, the Yen Kun Kun Pikivo, and we're trying to do 3 lives. All right, one Monday, and we're going to figure out the other dates to do the other 2 as well. So that people can get a full dose of what's going on here, and so that you can hear it from the people's mouth yourself. All right. So this is what it is that we're trying to do. We're trying to unite the cultures of South America coming down into North and the Caribbean. Okay. The islands of the Americas. All right. So this is it. Let's do what it do. Let's get this going. And I appreciate each and every single one of you. And I thank you all for, even if you don't donate towards it, I still thank you, for even sharing the link, share the link and stuff like that. All right. Awake your red pit. Thank you, brother. Thank you. And this is what it's about. Like I said, there were things being worked on. There's still some more things being worked on. And we have to start teaching you how to be secure. Right. So, even though our brothers and sisters is on the island, they care. They care. Right. They genuinely care. And they want to see the best for all of us. Okay. And this is the main reason why I reconnected back with our brothers and sisters. Okay. Because when I was going through what I was going through, like I said, I separated myself, and now that the mind is back and it's strong, there was peoples that I had to reach back out to continue the journey of what was started and it's not going to be finished. This journey will never be finished. It will be something that is to be built on and built on from this generation to the next generation to the next generation to the next generation. Because if we use the word finish, we're saying there's an end. And there is no end. Not to this. Not when it comes to our culture. Not when it comes to rebuilding back our culture. Not when it comes to reclaiming our identity of to whom we are. You have all the tools to step outside of the jurisdiction of this corporation. It's time for us to start putting it into place and exercising it and using it. Okay? For those who don't know how to do it, like I said, subscribe to his link is already in the comment, not the comment section. This link is already in the description box. All right. So when you go on the video on YouTube, you'll see like a little arrow that's going to be like right here somewhere. You click on it, and when you look down, you're going to see all the links come up. All right. You see Brother American Arawak link. You'll see the link to this court case here. You'll see the link to the coronavirus file. You'll see the link to the Coronavirus Act of 2019 that says that it is to protect you, or that you can seek suit against any agent, an official of the United States Incorporated that caused you harm or damage. That's your governors and mayors that's telling you to wear the mask. Wear the mask. We made it mandatory. And because we found out about this, they started backtracking on the mandatory wearing of the mask. But they still didn't tell the police to back down from beating you up from not wearing a mask. So that act also is another form of remedy for you. It's in the links. I got all the links in the description box right now. All right. So you guys have to do is just, go to the description box. You get all those links. The dossier on the coronavirus file going back more than 50 years. That link is in there. For this case right here, that link is in there. The link for the GoFundMe is in there. All the links are there. American Arawak link is there. And then we're going to repost it back American Arawak's Lakona Empire Copper Hot Step link later on. And everyone click on it. But don't forget, look out for Monday's live at 4 p.m. Eastern time. That's Monday, 4 p.m. Eastern time. All right. So just look out for it, y'all. And I say honors to you all. All right. And like I said, our brothers and sisters, well, y'all know they're here. They're here, and Monday, you're going to get the rundown Monday to the gist, right? So yeah. So I say peace to y'all. Stay safe. Travel safe. Okay. Stay safe. Nothing but the best for you, your loved ones. And just honor and just respect to you all. And I thank you all for being on this journey with this platform. I thank you all for being on the journey even before this platform came about, right? For those who have been on the trails before even I even came about, before this platform came about, all right, before you knew about any of us, because I'm not the foundation layer. You guys who have been on this trail before I are the foundation layers. And it's not for you to thank me, it is for me to thank you for the foundation that you have laid out. Because it was many of you guys before my platform even came about that just did not get the shine that you were supposed to have gotten to be out there like a lot of the other platforms are now. All right. So I thank you guys. And I say peace, love, and light to you all. All right. Travel safe, y'all.